The NBA All-Star Game was once the crown jewel of basketball's midseason. Legends took the floor not to put on a soft show, but to prove themselves against the best of the best. But in recent years, it has turned into a glorified layup line. Players jogging through possessions, fans tuning out, and the league scrambling with gimmicks to resuscitate the corpse of what was once a competitive showcase. Byron Scott, a three-time NBA champion, didn't just notice it. He detonated on it. Sitting across from Miss Silva in an interview, he went scorched earth on modern players, modern basketball, and even the very intelligence of today's stars. His words were blunt, raw, and impossible to ignore. Scott's frustration started with the All-Star Game, but cut deeper into the DNA of the NBA. Players don't want to play, fans don't want to watch. We trying all these gimmicks. Let's get back to the basics, he said. His solution was simple. Stop coddling athletes, stop chasing social media moments, and return to the ethos of the 1980s. Back then, coaches picked the reserves, players actually competed, and if you didn't give effort, you sat. Guys don't want to play? Find their ass, Scott barked. And just like that, he pulled the pin on a grenade that would shatter the egos of an entire generation. But that was only the opening act. Scott then went for the jugular. He compared Kobe Bryant to Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, two of the most naturally gifted athletes of their era. He admitted they were more talented, higher verticals, smoother handles, effortless grace, but insisted Kobe had something they never did: an obsession, a maniacal focus, a brain wired for systematic domination. And that, according to Scott, is what separates true greatness from wasted potential. Then came the bombshell. Modern players are too damn dumb to run the triangle offense. Not unwilling, not too selfish, too dumb. It was a nuclear insult aimed squarely at today's stars, suggesting that the intellectual demands of Phil Jackson's triangle system would fry their circuits. To Scott, players today don't play with purpose. They play accidental basketball, spamming isolation drives and three-pointers without structure or foresight. And in his view, it shows. The triangle was never just an offense. In the hands of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and later Kobe Bryant, it became a crucible. A test of not just skill, but intelligence. Jordan weaponized it. Every cut, every screen, every read was executed with lethal intent. He didn't just understand the triangle, he turned it into a psychological trap. Defenders would enter games already demoralized because they knew Jordan would anticipate every move they made. His basketball brain was a supercomputer running advanced algorithms at light speed, dissecting opponents before they even acted. Scottie Pippen, meanwhile, was the triangle's oracle. His defensive mind bordered on prophetic. He could anticipate rotations before they even began, sliding into passing lanes. He'd read the future. In the triangle, Pippen wasn't just a forward. He was a conductor orchestrating chaos, turning defense into preemptive strikes. He made the system feel inevitable, like opponents weren't playing a game but walking into a pre-written script where they always lost. Then came Kobe Bryant. If Jordan weaponized the triangle and Pippen mastered it, Kobe baptized himself in it. The Black Mamba turned the offense into a religion. He memorized every counter, every wrinkle, every possibility, until running the triangle was as natural to him as breathing. Phil Jackson said he'd never seen a player study the game so obsessively. Kobe would wake at 3 a.m. to visualize plays. He prepared with such intensity that teammates thought he was possessed. To Kobe, the triangle wasn't just an offense. It was a test of willpower and mental violence. Even Derek Fisher, often dismissed as a role player, became a secret weapon within the system. His understanding of timing, spacing, and angles was so refined that Jackson called him a coach on the floor. Without Fisher's precision, those championship runs might never have happened. The triangle turned him into something greater than his physical tools. Proof that basketball intelligence can elevate a player beyond his natural limits. Now comes the part that cuts deepest. Scott and others argue that today's superstars would crumble under that same pressure. Imagine LeBron James in the triangle. Yes, the man many consider the greatest of all time. Scott insists LeBron would implode because the system demands ego death. The triangle doesn't revolve around one player. It demands trust, patience, and surrender to the structure. LeBron's entire career has been built on LeBron ball, dominating possessions, orchestrating every outcome. Could he really give up that control? Or would the system expose him as addicted to dominance rather than disciplined enough for true basketball enlightenment? And it doesn't stop there. Luka Doncic, one of the brightest young stars in the game, was dismissed as overrated by Scott. Luka's brilliance comes from monopolizing the ball, dictating every possession. Drop him into the triangle and suddenly he's just another cog. Entry passes, off-ball screens, reading cuts instead of pounding the dribble. Scott imagines Luka would melt down, maybe even fake an injury to escape the mental strain. Ja Morant. Forget it. His game is built entirely on athleticism. In the triangle, where thinking trumps dunking, Scott paints him as a high-flying liability. Jordan Poole? He's the poster child for what Scott despises. Flash without substance. Highlights without understanding. In the triangle, Poole wouldn't just fail. He'd be exposed as a fraud, unworthy of the hype he's been given. Scott's words sting because they might be true. The modern game, with its pick-and-roll spam and three-point obsession, has prioritized athleticism and spectacle over system and intellect. Offenses are designed to showcase stars, not challenge them. Coaches are afraid to demand too much from players, terrified of bruising fragile egos. And in this environment, basketball IQ has atrophied. Players don't think the game the way Jordan, Pippen, and Kobe did. They react. They improvise. They chase highlight reels. But in this wasteland of mental softness, one name stands apart: Nikola Jokic. If the triangle ever made a comeback, Jokic would dominate it like no one since Jordan. His passing vision, his unselfishness, his ability to anticipate movements before they happen. The Serbian savant is already playing 4D chess in a league still obsessed with checkers. In Scott's argument, Jokic represents proof that intelligence still matters, that true basketball IQ is timeless, and that raises the ultimate what if. What if LeBron James had played under Phil Jackson in the triangle? Would his career have yielded 8 championships instead of 4? Or would his need for control have clashed with Jackson's Zen philosophy, creating an implosion even greater than Kobe and Shaq? The hypothetical is tantalizing, but Scott's point remains. Greatness isn't just about talent or athleticism. It's about the mind. And modern players, he insists, simply don't measure up. Byron Scott didn't just drop a hot take. He ripped open the fabric of basketball mythology and declared that today's stars are mentally too soft, too selfish, and too shallow to achieve what Jordan, Pippen, and Kobe did. He accused an entire generation of abandoning intelligence for Instagram highlights, of letting social media followers replace basketball IQ. In his words, the triangle offense didn't die because it failed. It died because players became too stupid to run it. That is the nuclear truth sitting at the center of his rant. A truth the league doesn't want to hear, but one that fans can't ignore. If Byron Scott is right, then the NBA has been selling us a fraud. Athletic marvels who dazzle on highlight reels, but lack the mental steel of the legends who came before. The triangle wasn't just an offense. It was a measuring stick of basketball intelligence. And if today's stars can't run it, what does that say about them? So now the question falls to you. Was Byron Scott simply being harsh, longing for a bygone era, or did he reveal the ugly reality of today's game? Are modern superstars really too mentally weak to handle the genius of the triangle? Or has basketball simply evolved beyond systems that demand such discipline? Let me know what you think in the comments.